Hi, this is Stephen with Fairs MI, and we had a question come in concerning our background aerial maps and our background floor plans that we use for our planning. And the question was, can we instead use a blank layout or a grid to create plans that are generic and can be applied to multiple facilities or multiple purposes? And the answer is yes. And before we go into this grid demo, I want to review quickly some of the basic tools on Fairs MI. First of all, we have planning tools that allow us to manipulate the layouts in terms of creating groups of objects and to assign various characteristics to each object. Part of that is what we call icons. And the icons are customizable objects that you can even specify for us to use. But within your collection right now, you have your geometric icons that just create symbols for you. And then we have very specific safety icons that represent electrical areas and fuel storage areas, things like that, phones. But more importantly, we have manufacturer amusement rides that are drawn to manufacturer specifications so that they can be dropped in and scaled and placed accurately. Now, every installation is individual to yourself. You have a secure login. You have the ability to save files. And here on the right, we have a drop-down menu that is also to your specification that includes any facility and areas within those facilities. It can either be the aerial maps that you see right here, or it can be a indoor area. But at any rate, it can also be a grid. Now, one of the other things I want to point out before we go forward is that every installation is customized with your own logos and color themes so that your presentations going from here are seamless to the presentations you make with all your other company information. So with these grid maps, you can create your generic layouts, but they can be applied later on to outdoor aerial maps. And it only takes about 24 to 48 hours from your request to get that up online in your drop-down menu. And that same grid layout that you create can be dropped in to an outdoor area specific to a facility and then edited so that it is specific to the geometry of that particular facility. Now you can see how we've added on and created some more objects. And when we zoom in, you see the way we create these objects actually maintains a high resolution so that even on the close-up views, you see all the details. In addition, we have a measuring tool that allows you to provide the correct spacing between your objects and to do a survey of the site itself, creating different dimension specifications in advance. So let's see how we assemble one of these carnival layouts on our grid section. First of all, we're going to create what we call a pod of booths. This is the normal layout of vendor booths or inside the exhibitor booths. And we use this pod control where we set the number of rows and the size of the booths and the direction. And it's that quick to create, and we drag it into place. Now, if we wanted to add some carnival setups, essentially the way we do this is we make a copy of one booth and we transform it into the next icon, as we call it, or in this case, it would be the ride. And we've made a enlarge the size, and we've gone down through our list of icons. And you can see all the different types we have here, but we're looking for a specific one, the yo-yo. And here it is. It's 73 by 73, and we're going to go ahead and make the fine adjustment to that size. We hit OK, and we drag it into place. Now for the next booth, or excuse me, the next carnival ride, we make a copy, We go down into our list and we choose. And now we're going to go ahead and choose the slingshot. Now we adjust the size. The sizes are manufacturer specs and they are on the drop-down list. Now we can rotate these as well as on any angles we like. And let's see, that was 90 degrees. Now let's see what negative 90 looks like. Drag it into place. Again, we're going to make another copy. So we hit new, we drag that into place. Now we're going to transform it. Now, one of the icons are actually porta potties. So I'm going to go down in the list and I'm going to find the porta johns, hit OK. And if you do a close-up, you'll see it is the traditional icon for a porta potty. And so now we can start lining those up at one area. Make another copy. This time, I think what we're going to do is make a tent. So we're going to just create an arbitrary size. Now the tent, of course, is a graphic icon. We go down into our list, keep scrolling. There it is. Click OK. Now we've got our tent. So this time we're going to make a alpha character to help start making our guides so that we can make a schedule list with an alphanumeric call out for each area. Now let's go ahead and work with a geometric icon to create an area or maybe even a corral. First we'll make a solid color. So we're going to go up and we're going to grab a square. Now let's go ahead and grab another form of the rectangle, which would be a line outline. Now these show up great on the map. Some of the colors show up a little bit too fine for your grid layouts, but for your purposes, you can still define those. Now we've changed the color there to help it out a little bit to purple. Now we can also do vehicles. We can do trucks, we can do RVs, and you can provide us the specification for any shape, any special geometry, any kind of vehicle. And so what we've done here is just dropped an RV in to show a vehicle placement. Now we're going to go ahead and save this. So you can save various different versions of the same type of layout with different treatments and different arrangements. And so for one particular purpose, you can have several options already created. This just shows the saving and loading process. You see we saved it, we deleted it, now we've loaded it again. So now let's see how we can create some other layouts. Let's look at if we were going to do a flea market and we wanted to create a bunch of flea market tables. There's some specialty tools, pretty simple, that allow you to create the numbers and the spacing of your tables and also the numbering system because it automatically numbers it. You can see it created, we can drag it around in place, and we can even assign particular vendors to each table. What's really useful about this is that we can now combine layouts so that we can take this flea market table layout, we can save it, And then after saving it, we can load a plan that we've already created of other purposes, and we can insert it in. So when you have a multi-use, or if you have what you may call modules, different types of layouts for food service, for entertainment, you can create these separately and drop them in. So here's that familiar layout we did for the carnival example, and we can delete out a few booths and make way for our flea market. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Files, and we're going to drop in that flea market layout. And drag it into place. Now we can make some more adjustments in real time here. Let's get the alpha character out of the way. You see I had to click the single booth move. It actually locks in so you don't accidentally move a booth while you're doing some vendor assignments later on. In placing names in, you won't accidentally nudge a booth. So now we're moving the booths out of the way to create spacing for our flea market. Just neatening up the row. We actually have some tools that allow you to straight line these, but I'm just doing it by hand today. And so there you go. And so there we can have several different pre-made specific purpose layouts and combine them as we need them. So for you individual contractors and carnival contractors, thanks for checking out the demo for grid layouts. You can get your own subscription, and it's unlimited support, unlimited upgrades. We can put as many facilities and outdoor areas and fairgrounds on your subscription as you want, no extra cost. And we'll set you up so that you can manage and create planning that suits your needs. Thanks.